If there were any scenes from season 2 that got deleted, but you wish had made it?
Were there any scenes that got deleted? I mean, there were lots of scenes that were like shortened. I think there was a lovely moment in the final scene. I was just talking about it in my meeting room, where... Has everybody seen the whole season? Yes! Put your hand up if you have not seen the last episode.
Qui n'a pas vu le dernier épisode? I think I probably watched it several times.
Right.
Yeah.
So there was a moment where, when Alina stabs me with the sword, that I wrap my hand around her wrist, and as I'm telling her that I can be there to protect her, basically I realise that I realise that I'm not going to be there to protect her because this is the end for me. And so, in a sort of last moment of something that he thinks is generous but is actually incredibly toxic, he tries to feed his power into her. So I put my hand around her wrist and you see the black smoke seeping from my fingers into her wrist, and she doesn't notice. That was edited out, I think, because it was just like too muddy in the moment, I think probably, is my theory. But I was sad about that because I thought it was this like final gesture that he thought was something that was a gift, but actually is something poisonous, which is good representation of like the whole of their story.
Okay, thank you very much.
Est-ce qu'il y a des passages de la série qui ont été coupés et qu'il aurait aimé voir dans la saison 2 notamment? Donc il n'y aura pas de divulgation, n'est-ce pas, parce que tout le monde l'a vu. Mais il dit en fait il y a un moment, alors il n'y a pas de scène qui a été coupée mais un peu plus tronquée, raccourcie. À la fin, quand elle le poignarde, Alina, il met sa main autour de son poignet à elle en lui disant qu'il souhaite la protéger et que du coup il se rend compte à ce moment-là que c'est fini et il ne pourra plus la protéger. Et il diffuse une partie de lui, une partie de sa magie, peut-être dans le but pour lui de la protéger, mais il y a une sorte de fumée qui passe en elle, comme pour dire, bon tu auras une partie de moi avec toi et je te protégerai, mais en fait il dit c'est hyper toxique, comme la majorité de leur relation, mais que son personnage a une intention plus ou moins positive en quelque sorte.
You said it better than I did.
Okay.
More succinct.
Hi. So the Darkling is obviously absent during that very last scene, the coronation of Nikolai, where Alina slices the assassin in half.
What happens?
I know you watched that scene. My question is, what do you think the Darkling's reaction would be to that moment?
I think he'd be very proud. I think it's true. I think he... You know how you often see in movies like toxic parents who just want their sons to be strong, even if it makes them the bully. I think it's a little bit of that complex of like, he thinks that he ended up hard because he had to, and he thinks that she's going to have to end up that way too. But I do like some of the dialogue that we crafted in that last scene is basically him thinking, I think the last lesson that he learns is that maybe she doesn't need to be like him to achieve what he couldn't. Maybe she will be able to do it her own way. I think that's the last thought that he has before he dies. And that was just in my head.
Thank you.
Par rapport à cette dernière scène de son couronnement, donc comme son personnage ne peut pas voir ce moment, qu'est-ce qu'il aurait pensé de l'avoir tranché l'assassin en deux? Il dit mais je pense qu'il aurait été super fier d'elle. Mais d'une manière, encore une fois, pas forcément toujours très saine, mais c'est comme si il lui avait transmis quelque chose et pour résumer, en gros, elle serait capable, par son intermédiaire à lui, mais en tout cas d'accomplir ce que lui n'a pas pu accomplir et il serait vachement fier d'elle, même si c'est pas forcément de la manière la plus positive possible.
I want to be George Clooney in Ocean's 11. But I know that's not the question. So, I think I'd like to be Nina. Honestly, I think that character suits me best. I think that if we had to, and I don't think we should change who plays anybody, because it's perfect. Like, obviously everyone's been cast in the right characters, but if we had to swap anything, I think it would be swap me and Danny. That's the only thing that would make sense. Anything else would ruin it.
She'd fit the Darkling more then.
I think she would be an amazing Darkling.
Bon, alors du coup, s'il pouvait jouer un autre personnage, ce serait George Clooney. Hein. Ah non, enfin, c'est pas la réponse, ok, attendu. Alors, il dit qu'il choisirait le personnage de Nina. Il aime vraiment beaucoup son personnage, et s'il devait switcher, il prendrait le sien. Après, il dit attention, hein, chacun a été bien casté de manière parfaite selon lui. Mais voilà, et qu'en soit, bah, Nina ferait un super Darkling, donc pourquoi pas.
I think he would be too vain and confused. If I was standing in front of him, he'd be like, oh, hello. He would be like, oh, you look like me? Great. What would I do? Do I not have magic? I would probably try to convince him that I was magic.
You're just you. You don't have power, you just...
I would, yeah, I think that's a good point, yeah. I would sit him down, make him a cup of tea, and ask him if he's feeling sad. And he would tell me things.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Qu'est-ce qu'il dirait à son... Enfin, qu'est-ce qui se passerait? Qu'est-ce qui se passerait s'il rencontrait son personnage dans la vraie vie? C'est gens qui disent, bah, j'ai de la magie ou pas? Non, il n'y a pas de magie. Ben, il dit déjà, je pense que j'essayais de convaincre que j'ai de la magie. Hein. Et puis ce serait un peu bizarre, on se regarderait en mode tu me ressembles, non? Oui. Et puis qu'en gros, ben, il lui ferait un petit thé, ils s'asseyeraient ensemble, puis il lui dirait, est-ce que tu te sens triste? Voilà.
Hello.
Hi. I'm going to ask you the same question I asked Archie as well.
Okay.
So, as an actor, of course, you have to work a lot on facial expressions, but also body language can express a lot.
Yes.
So, I wanted to ask if you worked a lot on the Darkling body language, and if you did, how was it?
Yes, I did actually. There was sort of two things. First of all, there's sort of like just like posture, like the space that you take up in a room, and not sitting. You know, the Darkling never sits like this. Do you know what I mean? The Darkling is like he takes up space, and I think that the costumes help a huge amount with that. They're very heavy, but also in the second, you know, having that thick leather kefta is also, there's like a feeling to it that you feel kind of like animal with the leather. So, and I think you just feel bigger in a room. But I wanted to balance that sort of with that power, with a grace to the way he moves, because you know you have all these Grisha doing these very complicated movements, and I wanted his to be very subtle, like to just be, you know, if he's bringing up the light, it's just graceful and small, and I sort of came up with this hand position that I decided would be good for like, you know, just bringing up the lights in the first season with just this, and then we eventually used it for him to like push the fold, and it was a kind of a useful, aggressive but also graceful way of moving. So I think I wanted him to like, because no one will rush him, right? So he can do everything at his own pace.
Thank you.
Alors, est-ce que, justement, il a un peu bossé sur sa posture, etc. Parce que, en tant qu'acteur, il utilise beaucoup son corps. Et il dit que oui, justement, le Darkling, c'est pas quelqu'un qui s'assoit comme ça, là, un petit peu mal. Non, il prend sa place, il s'installe. Et justement, son costume, ça lui permet aussi d'avoir cette lourdeur, de prendre l'espace dans la pièce. Et c'est du cuir, en plus, je pense qu'il porte. Et donc il dit, tu te sens un peu animal, tu t'installes, tu prends ta place. Mais par contre, il voulait lui apporter une touche de subtilité, de grâce. Et donc il dit, avec ce mouvement-là, que justement, it's very difficult to do, actually, I think. Anyway. Qu'en fait, il y avait une sorte de grâce et de mouvement quand il repousse les choses, quand il allume la lumière ou quoi. Ouais. It's so difficult, I think. Et donc, I will do this. So, whatever, I have a magic one, I will do it. Et donc voilà, il a apporté cette grâce dans ce personnage-là, et c'était important pour lui qu'il y ait une forme de nuance quand même dans le corps aussi.
Thanks.